Hey everyone, welcome to the reading for today. We're going to see what you guys need to know right now. It's a general reading, so it could be past, present, or future. You will know best how this resonates for you. Okay, so with that being said, let's just get into it. See what the message is today from Spirit for you guys, from the angels. What does the collective need to know right now? Let's see. Okay, we had a lot that came out. Okay, we have the Two of Cups at the bottom. We have the Six of Wands, Ace of Swords reversed, Two of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. So there's obviously someone here that thought that they would get victory and success by lying, by creating delusion or confusion or stopping people from seeing the truth about something, all right? We have a King of Swords here. And this could have to do with a family situation or a family dynamic in a relationship. Okay, so let's see. Why is the Six of Wands here? We have the Page of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. This has to do, so somebody thought they would have victory and success with something in their possession, something that they held on to, some sort of good news or reaching out, making an offer. What's the Ace of Swords reversed? The Four of Wands. The Six of Wands in reverse, but this is not a victory. Their lie is not going to bring them victory. When it comes to a home, a property, a community situation. What's the Two of Swords? The Hangman, no, they're stuck. The Hangman in reverse, the Two of Cups in reverse, and the Five of Swords in reverse. So they're definitely being exposed here for some sort of lies. Like they can't manipulate something, okay? They can't play mind games or be deceitful here. They're stuck in a bad situation that they can't get themselves out of here because of a breakup. All right, who's this King of Swords? Ace of Coins, and this keeps coming out like over and over and over again. Something about a marriage, getting married, a ring, an engagement ring. I really feel like that's what it is. Or this is somebody that brought some sort of evidence to an institution, to someone in authority. We'll have to see what that is. Okay, so why is the Ten of Cups here? Temperance. Something is being balanced out. Something is protected. The Five of Cups, when it comes to, or there's some sort of healing that's going on here in a family situation, or there's healing happening here when it comes to sadness and grief that you experienced due to a family, because of a family. All right, let's see. Tell me more about the Six of Wands, please. The Six of Pentacles. Someone thought that they would have victory and success with giving something to someone or receiving something, all right? Giving someone money or an object, or what is that? Where's my cards? Where'd they go? They were right in front of me. Did I put them on another deck? Oh, I did. Okay. A community. A community thought they would be getting victory and success, okay? With despair. With someone being in despair. Or now a community is in despair because they thought they would be victorious here with, what are they giving to someone or receiving something from someone? Not today. Somebody's not dealing with someone, they're hurt, they're angry, they're avoiding a conversation called person. Tell me more about that, please. Nine of Swords. Somebody being angry, stressed out, worried, in despair, stuck in their head because of somebody avoiding a conversation, a call person, somebody not calling, somebody not talking, somebody being stressed out, worried, anxious, in despair. A Queen of Wands. It doesn't have their strength. A Queen of Wands that doesn't have their strength or feels weak. What? Somebody here was not in despair. Somebody here was not in anxiety. They weren't worried. They weren't stressed out. They can't close out a cycle here. What am I missing? The sun. Something's being illuminated or something's being exposed. Okay. That somebody was not hurt. Okay, so this group of people, or whoever they are, they thought they would get victory. This would bring them success by telling a community or telling people that somebody was in despair, they were hurt because somebody was not calling them, not contacting them, or they were being avoided or ignored. But the truth is coming out now that somebody was not hurt, somebody was not in despair, they were not anxious. Okay, so it's like backfiring, I guess. Messages, communication was given. Where was this given to? All right, Six of Pentacles. Given to a community. There was no concern. There was no reason for concern. This again, okay, so this is giving me the reading with the social engineering, right? Where somebody comes towards a community and creates like this distress call or this like this message of concern, like there's something going on, like somebody is hurt, somebody is going through something, they're in distress, they're not picking up the phone, they're not calling, right? But the truth is there was actually no reason for concern because you were not hurt, or somebody was not hurt, not in distress, not worried. This was a fake excuse, or this was a fake message, whatever was given here. Or it was like not you entirely. Like the messages that they showed someone were not about you. It was not about you. It was not in the context of you. It's like they got it from somewhere else. They got it from someone else, but they used it to make it look like it was about you, and it was to get inside of your boundaries or get in your house or get in somewhere, get into this community, okay? Oh, but they lied. Ace of Swords, yeah, to get into the house based off of lies. Ace of Swords in reverse. And why do I feel like the Ace of Swords in reverse is something about lying about you being in distress, being hurt, kind of like my Libra reading that I just did, right? Where it's like, you know, if you want to go watch that, but it's like somebody calling saying like, I'm going to die in this house because nobody calls me. It's like something like that, right? Where it's not even you, it's somebody else talking like that. A wealthy man lied about a child. Somebody lied about a child, or they lied that there was a child that was in distress. They lied that a child was in distress, or that it was about a child, or somebody's child. I don't know. What's that about child? And a wealthy man. The Seven of Wands. Now somebody's trying to defend themselves here because of this illusion. Page of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Seven of Cups. Yeah, this has to do with some sort of an illusion, or somebody being delusional or being controlling. Someone being jealous, controlling. Like, what is that about? Being angry, someone being defensive, being angry, triggered. So the illusion they created has something to do with lying about someone being triggered, or saying that you were triggered, you were in turmoil, resentful, triggered and in turmoil over a child or a wealthy man. Somebody was triggered and in turmoil. They said that you were in despair and you were stressed out and anxious and, I don't know, having like a meltdown or something like that. But that was just a lie. It was just confusion. Or as a fake message of concern that they took from somewhere else, from someone else. Somebody being controlling, obsessive, possessive. Yeah. Codependent. Obsessive, possessive, and controlling. Addiction. Or maybe they even try to say, like with the devil, addiction, and the Seven of Cups being here, maybe they even tried to say something about like you being like high. They lied that you were triggered, you were in turmoil, you were maybe in an addiction. Something about a child, a distress call. The weird thing about this is I'm pretty sure all this happened while you weren't even home, right? Like, how can this go down when you're not home? I mean, when you're home. So that's kind of strange, isn't it? It's like, why did all this happen when you weren't even around? Nobody stopped to think that question, right? Ask that question. Oh, they just needed the key. Oh, this is how they got the key. This is how they got the key to your house. This is how they asked someone for the key. Do you have a key? Do you have a master key? Can you help us get in the house, please? We really need a break in the house right now because of this fake distress emergency over a child and someone being triggered and in a full-blown addiction and something like that. But now they have lost something here. They lost, or they're defeated because they're under judgment. Now they're under judgment for this. Now the Emperor is putting them under judgment, all right? And this plan isn't going to work. Now they're all under judgment with this stupid plan because they lied about all this stuff. And it was fake poverty. And it was all to say something about being in poverty, being alone. They tried to say that you were in poverty, you were alone, you were obsessive, possessive, controlling, addicted, maybe on drugs. Lied about a child, lied about someone being triggered and in distress. A message. The message about someone being alone, in poverty, okay? Tell me more about that. Balance, yin yang zen balance, union, duality, flames, twin flames. A twin. Someone's twin? Why am I getting a twin? With a ring. A twin and an engagement ring, or somebody's twin, or a twin flame, or a relationship and a partnership commitment and a ring. And they said this has something to do with a ring. See, that keeps coming up too. So it's kind of like, man, they really said a lot, didn't they? Okay, so I guess they said something about a ring, an engagement ring, a partnership. They said that something about a child, that you're on drugs or you're high or you're obsessed with someone. I mean, I don't know what that is, all right? I'm just getting that with the devil and the Seven of Cups and addiction being here. But it could also just be that they said that you're jealous, you're confused, you're obsessive, possessive, controlling, you're in a rage, you're mentally like having like a psychotic breakdown or something like that, like you're being manic. Could also be something like that. Maybe they said you're borderline. Because that, again, reminds me of Libra reading. Because a mother or a mother-in-law like that is heavy, like they get, I mean, I'm not a psychologist, okay? I can't diagnose anyone, right? But people like that might have some kind of borderline, all right? It could also be that, like somebody tried to say that you had something like that, like you were being triggered, you were in some sort of like a manic episode, borderline episode, I don't know, something like that. Because it's a fake distress call where they used someone else, they used another person and what another person was doing and saying, and try to project it onto you and say that you are going through this or doing this or whatever. Okay. Just to get in your house. Just to break into your house, I guess, or get into your house or get people to stalk your house, or I don't know what they did, okay? Two of Swords. Somebody can't see the truth, or somebody is not focused on themselves, or somebody is not indulging. Yeah, you're not indulging. You're not on any kind of drugs. You're not. Focus on yourself in reverse. Or something about being alone. I don't know. Being, oh my God, look at this. A self-absorbed narcissist, a one-sided relationship chaser. This was something to stop. It's like they try to confuse people by, okay, so look, these are obviously very toxic people, okay? And they, I guess, they know also a lot of toxic people, okay, who do a lot of toxic, crazy things. So if they want to pull up some crazy, toxic text messages, all they need to do is look at their own relationships, right? And I kind of feel like that's what they did. So these narcissists, no other narcissists, who are also toxic and chasers and in some sort of a fear of abandonment, chase after me kind of a dynamic, right? So like they take their own toxic relationships, their own toxic dynamics, their own toxic shit that happens in their life with the crazy people they know and their crazy family members and their crazy exes or whatever, and then they take these text messages to a community, pretend that all of this is you, and that's how they create confusion, by just mirroring their own toxic mess onto you. Like, am I really getting this right? That's how they got in your house? That's how they wanted to get in your house? Or that's how they broke into your house? That's how they got into the community? By pretending their own toxic family members, friends, girlfriends, boyfriends are messages with you? That is insane. That's really crazy. Yeah, look, that's how they got in. 5 of Swords. That's how they got in. 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords. Liars, cheaters, stealers, manipulators, would do anything to win, would do anything to get what they want. They don't care about anything but themselves. Very manipulative, highly calculated, and thieves, all right? Thieves, criminals, the worst of the kind. Page of Cups, talking about some sort of messages, some sort of news, or needing some sort of help. This is how they came up to someone saying, can you please help us? Can you please help us break into someone's house? Can you please help us steal from someone's house and stalk them and harass them? Please look at all these crazy text messages that we have from other people's lives, but we're just going to tell you that this is collective and all this craziness is collective. So can you please help us? The fuck? Okay. The Queen of Swords. The messages, they said that it was you and it wasn't you. They said it was you, it was not you. None of this shit was about you, all right? They said you're mentally ill. Oh my God, look at this. These are people that sat down, I guess, okay? They sat down and they're like, okay, so who do we know that's absolutely batshit crazy and mentally ill? Who do we know that has serious psychological issues and they're super toxic and always doing super fucked up crazy things? All right, You know this person, you know that person. All right, give me all the text messages you have about that crazy psycho over there, and give me all the text messages you have about that crazy psycho, and we're just going to put them all together and pretend that this is collective, and that's how we're going to get in the house. That's crazy, all right? And they said it was all you. None of it was you. None of it was about you. They said that there was a breakup or something like that. What's this with a breakup? This is how they tried to avoid a catastrophe. That's how they came to this group, of this community, and said, please, you need to help us. We need to stop something horrible from happening. We need to stop something horrible from happening. The whole time, this isn't even about you. It's whatever's going on in their life. It has nothing to do with you, all right? Like, that's what they... Please help us. You have to help us stop an emergency. It's an emergency. It's a catastrophe. Something horrible is about to happen. None of that was about to happen. Absolutely none of it, because it's not you. It wasn't you. The Ace of Cups. A new beginning in love, or something about I don't know, they lied. They lied. They lied. Or this even be what, lying about a child, lying about a new beginning, lying about a pregnancy, lying about a baby, lying about a new beginning in love. All right, lying about a relationship. There was no breakup. There was no separation. There was no silent treatment. They stopped the pattern. This says stop the pattern on it. It's like there was nothing that needed to be stopped. But that's what they said. They're like, you need to help us stop this from happening. There was nothing that needed to be stopped because nothing was going on. Okay. Surprise invitation or meeting. Exactly. Surprise invitation or meeting. Ring, 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 ring. Please let us in. It's an emergency. Can you please help us? Please. All right. So that's how they did it, I guess. So who's this King of Swords here? Huh? Who's this? Something is now changing, all right? Something about someone changing something. Despair. Driving somewhere. I mean, this card does have a car on it, or somebody moving, somebody being in despair, somebody traveling, moving, packing up their stuff and leaving, or driving somewhere, being in despair. Okay. Stop, please. We have to stop a death from happening. You have to help us stop a death. What death, man? What the hell? So that's what they said. You have to help us stop a death. What death? Okay. The Two of Wands, the one that you were planning. Please, we know about a death. You have to stop. You have to help us stop them. Okay, and the whole time they're talking about themselves. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. So the whole time it's this Queen of Pentacles and what they did and what they were planning on doing. So I feel like Queen of Pentacles, this is not you, collective. You're not the Queen of Pentacles, not in this reading. This is the batshit crazy nutcase who was planning on doing something. They're the toxic karmic that was planning a death, planning on doing something to themselves, whatever the hell this is. And these are the text messages they used and pretended it was you. From that situation, all right? Okay. This is how they thought they could progress, okay? Arrive. This is how they thought they could receive what they needed and move forward. So what they needed is a way into your house. They needed your keys. They needed a way to break into your house. So they went to your community, your neighbors, your HOA, your landlord, or whatever this is, and said, You need to help us stop a death. Okay. Giving and receiving affection. They needed something to be given to them. Can you please give this to us? Now the truth is coming to light. Now the truth is coming to light about someone's sadness, somebody missing someone, being unsure of the future because of a lack of stability, security, and permanence. This is, okay, you want to know what this is? This is giving me my reading from yesterday, the Queen of Pentacles and her relationship, crazy toxic drama. This lady threatening to do something to herself, all right? Or whatever she was threatening to off herself maybe, all right? Not knowing what to do with her own future. And this is what they used. This is how they created this fake self-deleting scam. Is that what it is? So they have messages still about this person not being stable, being completely unstable, not wanting things to be permanent anymore, feeling unsure of the future and yearning, thinking about someone, wanting to self-delete or whatever that is because of depression and despair. And now the truth is coming to light that this is what this Queen of Pentacles was planning on doing, and they just pretended it was you. All right. A date. Meeting someone new. And whoever they approach, so either it's whoever they approach, they've never met these people before, they've never seen these people before, so they had no idea who they were talking to. They had no idea if this was real or not because it was someone new that they've never seen before. Or this has something to do with a specific date. Like they tried to match up the date of something, or something about the dates don't match. Like the day that they did this doesn't match up with the messages, or I don't know. Oh, it has to do with a marriage. A wedding date. This has to do with a wedding date? A wedding date? A date to get married? A ring and an Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant. That could be a marriage, a wedding date. So that's when they did this. The time has to do with somebody's wedding date or a wedding anniversary, maybe. Maybe it's an anniversary. I don't know. A wedding date. What is that about? The Hermit. Or maybe it's not the date of a marriage. Well, maybe it's a divorce date or something, or a wedding date. I'm not sure. The Hermit, the Magician, and the Eight of Swords. This has to do with trying to get someone trapped, get someone stuck, trying to get someone imprisoned. The Hermit with a fake identity, with a catfish, with a pretending, with stealing someone's identity. What is that about? What's the Hermit? They weren't expecting something. They did something in secret, undercover. They thought they were hiding their identity, or they did something at night, or they did something in secret because they were trying to get someone imprisoned or trapped. They were trying to get you trapped, but they weren't expecting something. A message of concern. Somebody wasn't expecting a message of concern? What do you mean? What does that mean? An engagement ring. Somebody was not triggered, you weren't triggered, you weren't in turmoil, you weren't resentful over an engagement ring over a commitment, a partnership. This was just an illusion because they wanted you trapped. You weren't expecting a partnership. You weren't expecting an engagement or a ring. This is just a lie that they told for this trap. Okay. What else? If the plan didn't work, they made too many mistakes, this was sloppy, or also something about maybe losing a job, not having work, losing a lot of money, being in debt, being out of work, being in debt, losing a lot of money, losing an inheritance. It has to do with what they try to do in secret here with an investment, with a purchase, with a payment, with a bribe, with a phone, with some evidence, with something that they try to use to sabotage, win at all costs, get what they want in secret. What is that? Oh, sudden change, shocking news about somebody being heartbroken, deeply hurt, grieving, mourning. This is sudden change, it's shocking news. It's an epiphany about someone's heartbreak. Because it was fake, or they faked this, or it's not you, it has nothing to do with you, or seduction. What the hell? Seduction, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. What is that? Seduction. What is that about? Somebody being heartbroken about a third party. This is a leap of faith that someone took because of feeling rejected. Now, this is what the Queen of Pentacles went through. So the Queen of Pentacles, I guess, felt rejected over a third party, felt rejected maybe because of some sort of cheating. And they were in grief, so they planned on doing something to themselves possibly. And this is what they tried to say was you. That's what I'm getting. So they tried to flip the story around to make it seem like this was your life, or you were going through this, or this situation was about you in some sort of way, when it never was. Anything else? Four of Pentacles has something to do with what they were holding on to, what they had in their possession, or something about wanting to hold on to someone, not wanting to let someone go, wanting somebody to care for them, be there for them, wanting that because of a lack of job, no business, no work. This has to do with someone traveling, driving, traveling. Somebody traveling, moving forward. I feel like this is a side message. Hold on. And the Ace of Swords, yeah, the Ace of Swords just came out. And the Ace of Wands, this has to do with some sort of action that they took. The truth about the action that they took. The truth about somebody driving somewhere, traveling somewhere, moving forward determinedly. What is the Four of Swords? Divorce. A divorce. A divorce. No wedding date. No marriage. A divorce. Not being at the house. Leaving the house. Not being home. Moving out. They moved forward with something here. Took action on something. It has to do with somebody getting a divorce and moving out of a house. Getting a divorce, moving out of a house. Getting a divorce, moving out of a house. And somebody not talking to someone anymore, not dealing with someone, being hurt, angry, avoiding a conversation, call person, not talking, not picking up the phone. Or you not wanting to talk to someone anymore. You didn't want to talk to someone. You wanted to avoid someone. You wanted to avoid a conversation, a call, or a person because of somebody's house, because of someone's address, because of a divorce. Somebody wearing a mask, or this is how they pretended this. This is how they personified this situation and pretended that this is what was going on with you because of someone not wanting to talk to someone anymore, avoiding someone. You didn't want to talk to someone anymore. You wanted to avoid them. You didn't want to deal with someone. You were hurt because of a divorce. And this is how they were able to pretend this because of somebody moving out of a house or getting a divorce. Not wanting to talk on the phone anymore, okay? This is how they were able to sabotage the building. This card says sabotage rebuilding on it. Sabotage the building. Something about sabotaging the building. Or this is how, or something about doing it repetitively, working on it persistently with a hammer. Why do I feel like that has something to do with prying open the door? How they pried open the door. Okay. So the thing is, what ended up happening here, I guess, is that somebody broke into your house in broad daylight, but they did it in a way where they made it seem like it was justified. Or they tried to explain it away to people where people would be like, oh yeah, you definitely need to break in that house. Like, that's a good reason. You should break into that house because something horrible is happening, right? So they did it in a way where it wouldn't be suspicious by creating this whole story, this whole narrative about a crazy emergency. And that's how they got everyone on board. Justice. That's how they did it. All right. Yeah, everybody thought it was justified. Look, the message is justice. The message is like they did. Everybody helped because they thought this was justified. Or everybody helped them break into your house because they thought it was a good reason to do it. Or like this justified it. Or like this emergency justified the break-in or something like that. They use these messages to justify why they did it. They brought all these messages along to justify breaking into your house because they had to do it in broad daylight, apparently. But this King of Cups in reverse. King of Cups in reverse had to find a way to justify breaking into your house in broad daylight. So they used all these messages to justify why they did it. None of it is you. It's just them justifying their crime, basically. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Something wasn't given to someone. Now they're exposed. Now they're exposed because something was never given to someone, or somebody never received something from someone, or what's that about? Toil and labor. Something about working on something. Money. Something was never given to someone. Some sort of money for working together, or what is that about? Cassette. A cassette? Somebody never gave someone money for a cassette? A tape? A recording? What the hell? Stabbed in the back. The Grim Reaper. A death. A death. That's a death. Grim Reaper and stabbed in the back. A shocking attack. A murder. A death. And a cassette. Why do I feel like this has something to do with what they did in your house while you weren't there? Yeah, charmed and used their way in. This is how they charmed and used their way in, all right? Keys on a ring. I don't know if it's upside down. It flew all the way back there. This is how they charmed and used their way into getting keys or into breaking into your house when they didn't have the keys, or... And then they filmed something on a cassette. Then they made a cassette in your house. What is this? Is this a tape that they made in your house about the Grim Reaper, a death, and someone getting stabbed? Like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck? What the actual fuck is that? That's the truth, all right? Now the truth is coming to light. What a fucking batshit crazy person, all right? Really. The dragon. The dragonfly. All right, guys. That's, I feel like enough. I feel like that's enough for today on this one. Let's just see who's involved in this. Oops. Are these all my cards? An Aquarius and June. A Virgo. August. So these might, Capricorn, these might be the months when they did this. I don't know, June or August, a Sagittarius. December and a Cancer. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this helps. All right, thanks for watching. Until next time.